We really ain't got no time limit now. So, I want to watch a little video. And you might want to get a pencil and some paper.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Jackie, that. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't mean. I'm sorry, y'all.
Because
My wash sheets.
we gonna learn something.
Let me grab some.
I came across this professor.
Oh Lord.
Nah, listen. I don't know how he's a very intelligent man. Like all the stuff that's happening in Iran now, he talked about it a year ago. But anywho, let me pull him up. And he talks about a lot of stuff. Okay, so how do I... Okay, there we go.
Alex, how do you eat now?
And he talks about like, have y'all heard the term mass surveillance?
Yeah, it goes on in China.
No, it's going on here.
Oh no, I know it. Like, but that's like it's been a thing in China for a long time. Like they really surveil everything that they do. Everything. They even have morality credit scores. They're
Like,
monitored so much.
he was breaking it down to the point where like, um, that's kind of a reason why, or not a reason, but like the whole kidnapping, why it's so popular and this and that. What's a way to kind of prevent it and for parents to keep track of their kids? You put a chip in them.
Oh yeah, that, I think it gets done without a lot of people's knowledge. I think it's happening, definitely happening here, but people just aren't aware of it yet.
Yeah. That's the whole thing with the ring cameras and
Yeah, everything's monitored, especially with the cell phones and stuff too. Like I can
okay, I
monitor
found
everything
it.
Chance does. I can even like if he records a video, I have
So
access to
last
see what
class, in our
video he
first
recorded.
class,
I
we
have
just
access to
Could y'all hear
see
that?
like what he's talking about. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No.
Y'all couldn't hear that?
Mm-mm.
discussed example of the dating game, of why
Okay, let's see here. How can I?
Yeah, see me?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't. I think I'm logged in on my phone too, y'all.
So y'all can see it?
I see the watch stream.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, click on that.
started
Can
the
we click
video
on it?
stuff.
Click on it.
Okay, I did.
I
I
just
see it.
did it.
Mhm. Where he from? China.
All right. Let me make sure y'all can hear it too.
men and women are motivated to behave
Y'all hear it?
the way they do when they look for a mate.
Can y'all hear it?
Now I can't hear it.
But could y'all?
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
so I could.
Okay.
I didn't hear.
Press play again.
Hold on, let me see.
Today, I want to discuss the issue of school. Okay, school.
Can y'all hear it?
Yeah. We go
He said
downstairs. I don't
something
know
about
who the heck is
school.
in
Yeah.
here. Cool. Uh-oh.
No, I'm just trying to see what this is picking up. Because who couldn't hear it last time?
I couldn't hear
I
it last
couldn't.
time, but I heard it that time. What he
All
said,
right,
he's
hold
talking
on. Let
about
me see
school.
something. All right, what about now?
So for the first few
Really
classes,
good.
I'm going to use example.
No.
Kia, did you hit the stream? Did you press stream in your little box?
Oh, okay. Ah,
Mika,
okay.
could you hear it?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
You may have to. Okay, yeah.
So last class, in our first class, we discussed example of the dating
Here we go. So it's called Why Schools Suck.
game of why men and women are motivated to behave the way they do when they look for a mate. Today, I want to discuss the issue of school. Okay, school.
Hold on. It's going to be laggy. Is it lagging on y'all's end?
No, not. Probably. I don't think you let it play enough to tell if it's lagging on our end. I mean, I heard them fine.
But like on the video.
I couldn't tell.
So for the first few classes, I'm going to use examples from your life that you know pretty well in order to develop the mindset for game theory. So school is something that you should know very, very well. As you know, the purpose of school is to train you in a way that allows you to be functional in society as well as to be creative, right? Okay, so the goals are basically literacy. Right, which means reading and writing. This is the primary purpose of school, because in order to function in modern society, you need to be able to absorb information and convey information. Okay? Number two is basically what we call the core competencies. Okay? These are skills that you need to be successful in life, including the ability to think critically, to cooperate with others, to collaborate, to communicate, okay? You all know this. The last thing is what we call lifelong learning. So in the age of AI, in the age of globalization, school is just a start of the learning process. Because every 5 years, the world changes. So you need to be in a constant process, a constant state of learning. Okay, so you have to actually love learning, and you have to know how to learn for yourself. So these are the three basic purposes of school, and that's why you're at the school. Unfortunately, what we know is that most schools, I'm not saying all schools, I'm saying that most schools are pretty bad at these three things. In fact, you could make the argument that most schools not only do not teach you these skills, but they have the opposite effect. In fact, they make you hate learning, okay? So let's look at literacy. Today, in most schools, you're not required to read books. In fact, when you go to university, the professors there are so shocked that you don't read books that instead they make you read paragraphs or watch videos, okay? So in terms of literacy, all around the world, people are losing the capacity to read and to write. And not only that, but people's attention spans have decreased. It's very hard for a professor to give you an hour lecture. People lose focus after about 5 minutes. Okay, so this is one problem. Another problem is school is supposed to teach you creativity, critical thinking skills, collaboration, but it doesn't do that. Look at collaboration. In school, it's a competition where you believe that it's a zero-sum game, so for you to get ahead, you need to screw over your classmate. So class ranking is very important. So that's kind of odd. Okay? And the last thing, of course, is lifelong learning, where school teaches you to hate school, and therefore teaches you how to hate learning, especially in China, okay? Especially in China, where you work hard until the national entrance examination at age 18, and then after the examination ends, what do? You burn your books. That's a great ceremony here in China, right? After the examination, you take your books, you rip out the pages, and you throw it in the sky to signal your liberation, and you're like, I never ever want to read a book again, I never ever want to take a test again, I never want to learn again. Okay? So, all around the world, most schools, not all schools, there are some really good schools out there, but most schools are failing in their mission. School sucks. And so the question for us today is, why is this the case? And so we're going to use game theory to analyze why this is the case. All right. So,
Why do y'all think schools suck? Or do schools suck?
This is what we was talking about the other night. When I told you how different it is now than what it was when I went to school, like they really don't teach them how to read and write. Like I don't understand this, and it like really threw me off. Like on my spelling test, like they're not reading, so they're pushing
Why
a
though?
button because they want them to be dumb. And the kids that have money to go to private school, which are the, you know, the elite in society or the people, the upper class, their kids are learning way more than our kids are learning. So now it's like, well, the poor people are going to be illiterate. They're trying to, I mean, basically, they're not going to be able to get good jobs because
Right. They're
they're
just
taking
trying to
them off the
push
table.
us to a factory.
Right,
Factory
push you
work.
to a factory, push you to a field. It just blew my mind that they don't do spelling tests and that they don't read and they don't write. Like that blows my mind. It was crazy to me. Like when I told y'all the other day on the call, like when I was in school, I loved learning. I really used to make up my own test and challenge myself. So like when I deal with chance, it's difficult because I'm like, why do you act like this? Like why do you hate learning? Like you don't want to do any of this. All you want to do is get on a phone or get on a damn tablet and play a game. Like that's what they do at school. They give them these tablets and they play games, and that's how they're trying to convince you that you're learning. Like no, it's not you. They're dumbing them down, and I mean I can see it happening.
Yeah. It's
It's
like
only took school took us
our teachers were involved in our lives.
right, right. Chance's teacher last year, that was the only good teacher he's had this whole time he's been in school, Miss Armstrong. He is the only like, and the rest of them they don't care. It's a paycheck. They don't even be watching these kids. I told y'all they be getting into fights and stuff on playgrounds and nobody's there. Please go, Chance. In the shower. But yeah, I mean, I can see why it's happening. Like, of course, AI's taking over a lot of things. So I mean, it's gonna really decrease the job sector for a lot of people, though. Even people that went to college.
You know, when Jackson was in the little private school, when he was at private school, like they were very involved. Like they
Right,
helped you.
right. And
But
see, last year,
joining the
Chance's
public
teacher,
school,
it's horrible. Chance's teacher last year, she knew like he was behind. So I told her, like I tell all his teachers, can you let me know what the weekly plan is? Because whatever he's not picking up at school, like I'm not dumb. I can teach him this at home. I just don't know what you guys are covering. well, a day-to-day basis. She would literally send everybody out. They do it on an app now, but she would send everybody out. Everything they're doing. Monday we're doing this. Tuesday we're doing this. So I'd have an understanding of what they're doing, and I can reinforce it at home. Other teachers, they don't give a damn. This teacher here now ain't sent me one thing about what they doing in school, and I met with him personally and asked him to do that. He don't have time.
Let's see what the game theory says about it.
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to tell you a story about myself. So the year is 2008. I went to Yale College, okay, in the United States, and I was an English major. I did very well in school. So I was hired in 2008 to go to Shenzhen in South China and help the school, Shenzhen Middle School, build an international program to send kids abroad, okay? So this is 2008, which was a long time ago. And back then, not that many students wanted to go abroad. There were really few international schools. So the first thing I did was I looked at the situation at the school, okay? And this is what I found, okay? I found that students, even though they were going abroad, maybe about 10% of the students were planning to go abroad. So that's about 80 students each year. That's a lot. But the way they were going about the process of studying abroad was problematic. Okay, so first of all they were doing was taking regular Chinese classes. And in Chinese classes, all you do is you sit in a room of 50 kids and you just take notes and then you take tests. You don't communicate, you don't ask questions, you don't debate. Okay, so that's one problem. Another problem is that the students were spending all their time memorizing SAT word lists. Okay? They were not reading, they were not writing, they were just memorizing words. And the other thing that they did to make their applications look good is
they're somehow still smarter than us.
Mm-hmm. They have structure though.
Yeah, they have a very tight structure. They don't tolerate a lot of BS either.
Mm-mm. And it
Model
ain't
United
confident
Nations.
kids either.
Okay? And that's fine. Maybe some of you are Model United Nations, and that's a good activity, but everyone was doing it. There was absolutely no differentiation.
See?
All right? So I looked at the situation and I said, no, you might be able to get into a good American university because, these kids are very smart. But I wanted them to do well at the university and to do well in life. Okay, so I made certain changes to the curriculum and to the school. Okay, so first thing I did was I set up a seminar system. So rather than Chinese classes, I invited these American teachers to come and teach seminars like we have at the school where 10, 20 kids are in a room and they discuss books that they read together. Okay? Rather than SAT word memorization, I had them read books. Students were required to read a lot of books. In fact, I established a 5,000 book English library at the school where students can just go and borrow books and read. I wanted to teach students the joy of reading. And then in terms of activities, I didn't want students to do Model United Nations anymore because I didn't want kids sitting around just talking. I wanted to let them do things, okay? So I set up two new activities. The first is called the Coffee House. And the Coffee House is the first coffee house in China, in the Chinese high school. There are lots of coffee houses today, but I was the first person to set up a coffee house where students had to run a business. They had to work as waiters and provide good service to customers. And it was a collaboration effort. As you can imagine, this is great for the students to learn collaboration, to learn finance, to learn entrepreneurship. Okay, so that was a very successful activity. Do you have a question?
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Hey, stop singing.
That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. When we were in school, we were encouraged to read. Like, we would have the summer reading program. Like, I mean, they made it fun. I really used to read a lot. They made it fun. We
Yeah,
read
I
in the
remember
summertime outside of school.
those little booklets, not booklets, where
It was a little
you got to
pamphlet.
order your books, and you couldn't wait for your books to be delivered to the school.
They
You go
still do
home, parents send you money to school, and then we used to have the
your little booklet.
bookmobile.
Yeah, they still have that, but I mean, Chance just he wants to buy like diaries, like bullshit. Not and if
But the
I buy him a
teachers
book,
were
he never
also
reads it.
pushed for people, for the students reading and buying books. We used to have the book clubs
But nah,
and
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm talking about the whole coffee house idea.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
Mm, mm, mm,
yeah.
mm.
I mean, was that like similar with our Moon Coffee, like the coffee in the West South store?
Okay. 2008, I was the first person to do anything. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Just,
No,
I mean,
just
yeah.
similar.
Yeah. All right. So the coffee house was an activity I set up, which was very successful. It's still there today, guys. If you go to Senior Middle School, you will see the coffee house still there a long, long time after I went away. The other thing I did was something called the daily newspaper. And this was the first daily newspaper in China in a high school, and probably maybe even around the world, where students every day had to report, collect information, write articles, edit it, and publish it. And they worked until like midnight, sometimes until 2 a.m. And then at 7 a.m. they had to get up and deliver the newspaper to all the students. And these were two very successful activities. And so I understand game theory, and I says, okay, if you want to make this transition from the old system to the new system, you also have to establish a new culture to allow these activities to flourish. Okay, and so my three major principles were transparency, innovation, okay, transparency, innovation, openness. And so my idea was this: rather than set up a curriculum that was perfect, it would be a curriculum that would evolve over time. We would learn mistakes together, we would admit these mistakes, and then we would correct them together. And that's what learning is. Okay, so the idea of transparency. Also, I made changes all the time, which created some chaos, but it's a time for us to reflect and to be resilient. And I was very open and honest about everything that I was doing. And so this system, in a very short amount of time, even though there were a lot of problems in the beginning, it became a very effective system after a semester or a year. And not only that, the students who went for this program did very well in life. They went to Yale, they went to Wharton, Cornell, and this program at Middle School became the most famous program in South China. And when our students had the best record of college admissions in South China. Okay? So this sounds great, right? Okay, the problem is this. The problem is what happened after I established the program. The first one that happened was, okay, I was fired.
Oh wow.
They said, get out of here. Okay? Second of all, the teachers, the parents, the students were all happy to see me go. They were like, get out of here. We never want to see you again. The third thing that happened was I did come to Beijing and set up a new program that was very similar to this, okay? But after that, after 4 years of doing this and being very successful at this, I was never allowed to set up another program again. No one wanted me to work in management again, okay? So even though I was successful, even though I worked really hard, even though I was innovative, even though I set up really the best study abroad program in all of China, I was the first, everyone else copying me afterwards, I was fired, no one wanted me to stay, and I was not allowed to do this ever again. Why? Okay? Well, the reason is this. When I was doing this, the word that everyone used to describe me was not reformer, not visionary, not idealist, not dreamer, but dictator. Okay? Or another word that they used that was more common was, this guy's an asshole, okay? This guy's a complete asshole. Why? Because I insisted on fairness. Okay? I don't care who you are. I don't care who your parents are. I want you to work hard and learn. And as you can imagine, that pissed off a lot of powerful people. Because that's how the game is played in China. Okay? It's actually not the game how this game is played anywhere in the world. The game is not fair. The game is established by stakeholders, and they play the game according to their interests. Okay? So, let's go over what happened. All right? Okay. So I understand that there are stakeholders. And the stakeholders in game theory are just the players. Okay? The players. And who are the players? Well, you have the students. You have the parents. You have the teachers. You have the administrators, okay, the school leaders. You have the government. Okay? And then you have the colleges. Okay, the colleges are the US colleges where I'm trying to send my students. Okay, so these are the players in the game. And if you want to understand game theory, you need to understand the motivations and interests of all the different players. That tells you why or how they will behave the way they do. Okay, so look, so here is my original understanding of the players, which was clearly wrong, okay, because I got fired. All right, so the students wanted to love to learn, get into Ivy League, and be the best, okay? So I thought the students, what their motivation was to be the best possible person, to work hard, to love learning, to be famous, to get an Ivy League, okay? Clearly this is wrong, okay? But I'm saying back then what my thinking was. The parents, well, the parents wanted successful kids who were independent, okay, independent. And they wanted face, right? So they want their kids to get into the Ivy League. All right? Teachers. Well, teachers wanted to do a good job, right? They want to teach students. They love teaching. They love students. They just want to be given the space and the opportunity to teach what their passion is. Okay? Administrators. Administrators, I really didn't like administrators, so I just thought they just wanted good results. Okay? That's all. Good results. As long as I provide good results, they're happy. Okay? The government, they wanted innovation. They wanted good workers. They wanted, they want technology. Okay? They want a strong China. Colleges wanted the best possible potential. Okay? They wanted students who will be the leaders of the future. Okay? So 2008, when I set the program, this was my assumptions about who the players were and what motivated them, okay? Clearly, I was wrong about who they were, okay? So let's go over again. Let's now do an analysis of what they really, really want. Okay, and the easy answer is that in game theory, all the players, what they're motivated in is by achieving the best possible results by doing the least amount of work possible. Okay? Just remember that. That's a principle here. Everyone wants to achieve the best results by doing the least amount of work possible. People are lazy and people are greedy. It's that simple, guys. Okay? So students, they want to get in the Ivy League, but they didn't want to work hard to get in the Ivy League. They wanted to do as little work as possible. And if it meant they had to work hard to get in the Ivy League, they were like, I don't want to get in the Ivy League then. I'll just get into another school, because who cares, okay? The best possible result, least possible work. Parents are like, yeah, I can have my kid work hard, but what's important is for me.
I can relate to that one.
What?
You know, like whenever you're like, oh, I need a so-and-so score on the ACT. And you're like, oh, okay. I got a 23, 24. Well, that's fine. I can get in somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, you're muted.
Who, me?
I did the
Hello?
exact same thing
Not you.
in high school. It was me. I did the exact same thing in high school. So I was applying to, like, I could apply to whatever school I wanted to because I was in with the guidance counselor, and she paid all of my app fees and stuff to all the schools. So I picked the school that I wanted to go to. I took the ACT one time, y'all, and I did not finish. I didn't finish the math part, and I don't think I finished the English part. But I got the score that I needed to get into the school that I wanted to get into, and so I just didn't do it anymore. I should have went back and I should have finished it and got a higher score, but I really was like, oh, I got my score. I'm cool. I can get into this school. I can get all the schools I want to apply to, so I'm good. And I never took the ACT again because after the first time, and I didn't even finish it. I didn't finish it.
And it's kind of, I think it's because it's like, I hated learning.
I didn't hate learning though. I used to like
But
learning.
Me
no,
either. I like learning.
I didn't either.
no, but like, I said, like, I like learning, but like, I knew I would have to learn more in order to like go to Harvard or
Yeah,
something like that. And so I was like, oh, you know what? I can get in
yeah. I'm
anywhere
gonna
with
go to
this,
this
so I'm
college.
cool.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
But if I want to go to Harvard, I gotta take it one more time and really apply myself.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
I took the ACT one time, scored my 24, and I was good.
Good.
Like, I was
Right.
good.
That's what I'm saying though. But you could have took it another time and maybe got like a
And got higher.
28, got a scholarship to
Mhm.
Brown. What
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fully capable. It's just be a little bit just like whatever.
Yeah. Like, I didn't have nobody like behind me pushing me like, oh, you can do better than that. Like, I was happy with that 24. Like, nobody was pushing education on me.
To
I had to get
control
out
my
there.
kid, right? So because only I know how to ensure my kid succeeds. So I don't want my kids to think critically or be independent. I want my kids to obey me. Now teachers are like, listen, this is a job, man. Okay, I have kids. I don't want to work hard. I just want to come to school, do what I'm supposed to do what is minimally required of me to collect my salary, and then go home. I don't want to teach my passion because I don't have any passion. Okay, administrators are like, oh my God. What's important is for me to make sure the powerful parents are happy. I don't care about everyone else. I don't care about poor parents. I don't care about middle class parents. As long as the parents who are powerful are happy, I can keep my job, right? The government is like, you know what? I don't want innovation in this country. Even though I say I want it because I don't want problems in life, okay? I just want things to just stay the way they are and everyone's happy. Okay? So now we understand what happened. All right? All right, so now what I will show you is this. I will show you how a game is constructed. A game is constructed when all the different players agree on the rules and the incentives of the game. All right? I was an outsider, I was not a player. I came in to construct a game in which I felt that students would thrive, and they did thrive. But that's not what they want. Okay? They want to have control over the game. And if they lose control, well, they call you, the outsider, an asshole. Okay? All right, so let's do this again. And objectively think about what the interests and motivations of each player are. And when their interests converge, that's the game they play. All right? So you have students, parents, teachers.
So what y'all think for each one? What their interests are? I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
As far as I
Can't
would
hear
say,
you.
like with
Kia, you can't hear
I
us
can
or
hear
me?
Mika.
Oh. I can't see all of our faces when we talking.
you, I just see Ezel and the
It's
Chinese
because it's
man.
on the.
Mhm.
You can maybe switch your screen around, but
I can see everybody.
all right, I can hear you now. But
That's weird.
what y'all think the? Hold
Leaders, school administrators, and then the colleges. Okay? Another thing that you have to do in game theory that's very important is you have to rank the power of each player. Yeah, you have a question?
Government?
Excuse me? The government, yes. Sorry. You're right. I forgot about the government. Okay, and the government. Okay. Another thing that you have to do in game theory is you have to rank the importance of the players. Okay, so not all players are equal. So in this game theory, even though there are students, and students are the majority, students actually don't matter. Okay? What students actually think and want don't actually matter. What matters, of course, are the parents, because the parents pay to play in this game, and parents can cause a lot of problems if they don't get what they want, okay? So the most important are the parents. Then you have the teachers. Why? Because the teachers are the ones who are implementing the rules of the game, okay? The way that teachers behave determines how this game is played. And then these two are the most important, okay? Then maybe you have administrators as well, but they're not as important as the parents and the teachers. The government doesn't really matter because they don't really care, right? It's one school among thousands. Who cares what the school does as long as it doesn't cause me any problems? The colleges don't care either. They say they want really passionate students who are curious, who are imaginative from China. They don't care, okay? For them, it's just business. They just want students who are willing to pay money to get a crappy education in America, all right? So the costs don't really matter. They'll take anyone who's willing to pay.
Yeah.
And the Ivy League, yeah, everyone's getting the Ivy League, but who do the Ivy League want? They want people who are to be successful in life, right? And who are these people? Not the best students. These are people from powerful families. Okay, so this game is rigged, right? They have all this talk about, we want the best motivated students, we want students who are curious, who are passionate. It's all nonsense, okay? That's not how the game is played. So the cards don't really matter either. Okay, so these are the three major players: the parents, the teachers, the administrators, students, government, colleges. They are in this game, but they don't really matter. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we'll analyze the mentality, the worldview, the interests of each player. Okay, and again, once we do that, once we figure out where they converge, then we know how the game is constructed. All right, so let's look at students. Students, okay, they want to be popular, right? So most students come to school, and actually the priority is not to learn, the priority is to make friends and to be popular among their friends. Okay, because that's just human nature. That's true, right?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Then you
I
have
totally agree.
please teachers and parents. Okay, this is really important to understand. You're not in school not to learn, you're in school to please parents and to teachers. Why? Because parents are the ones who pay for your way in life, right? The ones who give you food. Teachers are the ones who gives you grades. You're not here to learn, you're here to please them. There's a difference, okay? And grades are a way of showing how well you're pleasing the parents and the teachers. Okay? Is that true? All right. And then you're like, have fun. Okay? And then get a good college. Okay? All right? So,
Yeah.
am I missing anything among the students? All right, so, okay, I'm sure there's more, but let's just keep on going, okay? Now, parents. Well, the parents, what they want is, of course, successful kids. But they want successful kids not because they believe that success will make their kid happy. What they really want, of course, is face. Right?
Kids the best.
They want their kid to go to the Ivy League, and they don't really care if the Ivy League provides a good education, or their kid will be happy at the Ivy League. They just want to brag to their relatives and their friends and their colleagues, my kid is at Brown or Cornell or Dartmouth.
Bragging, right?
Okay?
Yeah.
But face also means to treat education as a luxury product. Why do parents send kids to national schools? Not because national schools provide a better education, it's because national schools are more expensive. And most importantly, international schools have white faces. Right? White faces. Okay? This is the main marketing tool of international schools, right? They have all these white faces, white teachers. And like, oh my God, this is a real national school now. You don't care if the teacher is actually good at what they're doing. You don't care if the kids are actually learning. You don't care what the curriculum is. You don't understand that sort of stuff. You just understand, okay, 10 white faces, therefore, this is a good school. It's that simple. Okay? And then, of course, you want some good outcome. Okay? You want a good outcome. You don't care if your kid is actually learning in school. What you want is your kid to get good grades, to get into good college. Okay? These are not the same thing. All right? So that's the parents. Then the teachers. Teachers are really simple because teachers do this job, and for them, the priority is to do as little work as possible to get by. Okay? I'm not saying all teachers, but I'm saying the majority of teachers in the school are just trying to get by because, quite honestly, they have families and they have other responsibilities. So they don't have time to focus entirely in school, okay? So basically just get by. Okay? Or the minimum amount of work. Okay? You may not believe this, but like when you actually grow up and get a job, you'll do the same thing, okay? Just do a minimum amount of work in order to get by. Administrators, they want good outcomes, but what their real priority is to protect relationship with parents. Okay? Just give parents what they want. Okay? Their job is to sell the school. So whatever parents want, you just give it to them. And administrators also, by the way, have families. This is a job for them. They also just want to get by. Okay? They're not trying to build the best school possible. They're not trying to change the world. They're not trying to educate students. They're just trying to get by. Do the least amount of work in order to get by. Government is, okay, they say they want innovation, creativity, technology, but really it's just like no problems, guys. Okay? As long as you don't create any problems for us, we're happy with you. Just stay away from us. We're happy to not bother you. Please don't come bother us. Okay, that's government. Also, what they want is for students who will also be no problems in the future, right? right? So compliance. So as long as schools are teaching you how to obey authority, how to comply, how to do what you're told, they're happy. You're a good school. Okay? Colleges, again, just want the money.
Money.
Okay? That's all they care about. If you're willing to go to an American college and pay, how much is it nowadays? Like $50,000, $100,000 a year? That's a lot of money, guys. Okay? If you're willing to pay that, they'll take you. I guarantee you. Even if you don't speak English, they'll take you. All right?
Most of the population can't even afford that, which is crazy. Like, hardworking people can't afford $50,000.
So you mentioned that earlier, like the purpose of education are that three things, but now schools don't do that. So what caused the transformation?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
When and also.
Yeah, okay. So what we discussed last class is the idea of superstructure, right? Superstructure. Sorry. Superstructure is just the macro picture of a society. It's demographics. How many people are there? It's economy, it's politics, it's religion. Okay, and we discussed how societies are born, they mature, and then they die. Okay? So there's actually another way of understanding this. You can actually use three metrics to understand how societies develop, okay? And these three metrics are cohesion, openness, and energy. Okay? So, what is energy? Energy just means you want to work hard. Okay? You believe, you're motivated, you're driven, you work hard all the time. And working hard just doesn't mean like you work 12 hours. It just means like you're focused, you're attentive, right? So for example, if you're working at a restaurant as a cook, you want to make a really good meal. Okay, you're energetic about it. Okay, does that make sense? That's energy. Okay, so openness just means that you want to learn, you want to grow. You're willing to admit you made a mistake and improve on yourself. Okay? And the last thing is cohesion, where you see yourself as part of a society, part of a community of people. And you want your community to grow as well. And when you have all three things together, the schools are great. Okay? And so, for example, go to Finland. It's a small country, maybe about 5 million people, but the schools are amazing. Why? Because Finland is an energetic, open, and cohesive society. And when you're that, what you want to do is invest in the future. And what that means is you have to make sure that every child, not just your child, but every child has good future, has a good education. And so what you do is you have your best and brightest become teachers, right? You pay them very well. You give them high status. And you give them a lot of autonomy and freedom because then they feel respected. And if you do that, the schools are great. And guess what, guys? In China, in maybe the 1980s, the schools were amazing here, okay? What we're seeing today is today. But if you go back to the 1980s, the schools were really good. If you went to a school in China, I'm not talking about like the best one, I'm just talking about like an average school. Teachers felt respected. They believed they had a responsibility to train the young. They took pride and joy in their work. And the students enjoyed learning. And guess what? Back in the 1980s, kids did less work. There were less tests. There was less pressure. And they learned a lot more. Okay? So when a society starts and begins, you have these three aspects. But over time, what happens is all three decline. Why? Because there's more corruption, there's more inequality, there's more wealth. Okay? So what happens is wealth generation and inequality, corruption. And so people feel under stress. Okay? So rather than cohesion, you have individualization, individual. Okay, does that make sense? Where everyone's like, you know what? I don't care if other kids are doing well. What's important is that my kid does well, because it's a zero-sum game. If all the other kids in the school do really well, but my kid flunks out, I'm dead. I'm screwed. So I'd rather my kid do okay and every other kid gets screwed over. Okay, so now it's a competition in schools. All right? Openness. Are you willing to learn from your mistakes? And the answer is no, because if I'm an administrator and I say to parents, I'm sorry I made a mistake today, the parents will be like, you're fired. Get out of here. You're incompetent. Okay? So you could be like the best person in the world, but if you make a mistake, the parents will come and kill you. But if you can be the worst person in the world, but you just hide in your office, the parents can't find you, you're okay. Okay? So school administrators are now afraid to admit they're wrong, which means that a school can never improve. Right? Then you have energy, which is like, you know what? If I do a good job, parents will want me to do a better job. I can't please all the parents, so I'll just hide in my office, do as little work as possible, and then if parents complain, I'll just shut off my brain. Okay? And this is happening because of Wolf generation. 1980s, China was really poor. And the only way to get to lead a better life is through education. That's why students work hard. If students work hard, teachers are motivated to teach well. And now you have in a time when, you know, today in 2025, 26, when parents have money. So it doesn't matter if you don't do well in school, because your parents can just give you an apartment, can buy you a car. Who cares if you do well in school? So you're not motivated. If you're not motivated, you're indifferent, then as a teacher, why am I going to want to teach well? Okay, so it's a superstructure of society. Okay, does that make sense? All right, any more questions? Okay, so thank you, okay? So again, superstructure determines the motivations of the players. And where the interests of the players converge is the game that you have. Okay? All right, so you go back to this list, and what we're seeing is parents just want white faces. Okay? Sorry, white faces. And they want successful kids, which means good grades. Okay? Teachers just want to get by and do as little work as possible. The administrators just want to protect relationship with parents. Okay? And so when you do this convergence, this is what the schools look like now. Okay? Schools in China. International schools in China, by the way. And again, this is like the majority. I'm not saying it's every school, but I'm saying it's the majority, okay? What you have are white faces, easy grades, right? It's really easy to get a good grade, all right? Some top students, these students are given scholarships, and then they're sent to top universities. Okay, then you have lots of cheating, okay, and high turnover, where students leave, teachers leave, but new ones come in, so who cares? Okay? And this is what it looks like. This is what happens when you take the interests of these different players, you converge them together, and this is what schools look like today. Just lots of white faces.
Is that not what we have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The crazy thing though, the wealthy people, like them kids be dumbing in a doorknob because their parents pay their way through everything. Just like the college scandal that we had with all those celebrities that paid for buildings and stuff for all these colleges and they got accepted and they did not qualify like at all to be admitted into these schools. They did the least.
Yeah, it was even some of them making fake soccer, rugby
Right.
profiles, and
Right.
all of that getting them
It's a whole conspiracy. Keep them up. Oh, my
just
daughter
because of the
just
college's name.
right. But then when they get out, they get these six-figure jobs, and they probably don't even know what the hell a prepositional phrase is, or how to really do any type of critical thinking. And I see it all the time. Like I was in a meeting with a guy that's high up in our company. He was over me, but he's high up, like VP. He literally wanted me to tell him what to type in an email. You can't you can't form a complete sentence without somebody who's low giving you help. Like you don't even want to think. You want somebody else to tell you what to type because you don't know how to put together, like what you're trying to say. Like that's crazy to me. Like no critical thinking. They're all in these higher positions where they're getting paid all these figures, six-figure jobs, and you can't even critically think. You can't even compose an email without somebody that's below you doing it for you. Like that's crazy. That's why the world's so messed up now, though. A lot of idiots are in these high positions and can't even do critical thinking. That's crazy to me.
Man, this is very relevant. And to think that, see, if China's going through this or has went through this, where do we? I'm trying to think of where we rank on IQ.
Way down there because they still smarter than us and they winging it over
Mhm.
there. Our kids aren't even required to know how to spell four-letter words. Like, are you effing kidding me?
I
Like,
might
what
have to
really
go
y'all
out to
know?
Finland.
Like, yeah. You know what?
Fat.
Also, I was gonna say to y'all, that I was reading something the other day and about homeschooling. And a lot of the kids, y'all see a lot of these kids that are like going to college at 12, going to college at 14. Most of them are homeschooled. They're not in any type of schools. They're like their parents, or they may have go to like tutoring or something like that. But these kids are not in like mainstream schools. Like they're learning at a way quicker pace than our kids in public schools.
I'm trying
But
to
I
think.
see it now. Just remember when I was a kid, the school system is totally different. But I fully understand. Like it's to dumb everybody down. Just like they take them taking away, trying to take away nursing from financial aid. It's because too many black people are becoming nurses. Too many black people are making too much money. Like, so okay, we're going to now require you to pay for this, knowing that most people coming from poorer communities can't afford to come out of pocket to do that.
Yeah.
It's they want it to be more of the higher class people being nurses. Like that's crazy to me. Just to kick out a whole, try to disqualify a whole race or to make it more difficult for black and brown people to go to school and get that education. But have them nurses, y'all heard during the pandemic, they were paying for fake certificates. We in the hospital getting nursed by a person that ain't even went to school. This person probably ain't even crazy. Like they were paying for these certifications, and the hospitals were not checking them. But y'all got them attending to patients like they went to nursing school and they never gone, making six figures as a nurse, and you didn't even go to nursing school. You bought a certificate. That's crazy. That's how it works, though. Get ahead in life, cheat, lie, steal. That's what it is. It's
Hmm.
sad though. He said, "What was school like when you was in school? Because you was in there in the 90s. What was elementary school like? Did y'all have spelling tests or like were y'all required to read a lot? Because I'm trying to figure out too, when did
Yeah,
this
we had
disconnect start
spelling
happening to
tests,
where?
reading tests,
Did it at home.
spelling tests,
But see, my
reading
thing too is
tests,
like the teachers now aren't. They don't even
math
care.
tests.
But I understand they
Math
don't get
test,
paid. Right?
essays,
Essays, writing papers. I'm telling you,
quizzes,
they don't do that.
Mm.
They don't
recess
do it.
taken away if you was failing.
Can y'all hear me? I told when Chance was acting up in class, just like I told Miss Armstrong last year, if he's not passing stuff that he need to pass, he does not need to be outside playing. I told this not this current teacher, but the teacher he had at the beginning of the year that kept getting on my damn nerves, messaging me every day about dumb stuff. I told her if he's not acting right or if he's not doing his work, don't allow him to go to recess. Do y'all know that she sent out a mass text to everybody responding to my personal email to her, letting all of us know, specifically me, since I'm the one that said it, that she's not taking recess away from any kids. They deserve to go outside and play. Not when you texting my phone every damn day telling me that my kid is acting up in class. He don't need to be in having no damn recess. Because when he come home, he gonna be in that room doing absolutely nothing. Like, you don't reward bad behavior. If a kid is failing, why do you feel like they need to go outside and play at recess? No, he need to have his ass somewhere sitting down reading or doing whatever he's failing at. He needs to be getting more reinforcement. Make him sit in the. He don't need to be outside playing. No, she didn't believe that. She believes every kid needs to have a recess. And that's when I was like, you got to get out of her class because this bitch is about to piss me off. She about to make me mad. But a lot of them don't care. One, the kids are bad, and two, it's a parent thing too, y'all. These parents are crazy as shit. Like they literally will go up there and cuss out administration or curse out a teacher who's trying to help their kid just by well that's my kid. You can't do that. You're not gonna do this. You're not gonna, like your kid's gonna be illiterate, man, like you.
And that's
If
what he's
you don't
talking
allow them to
about.
have respect. Right.
Fairness.
That's what
Right.
he's talking about.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Lots of really nice buildings, lots of fancy activities,
Hmm.
great marketing, beautiful website.
Kia dropped.
Do y'all want to pick
Yeah.
up tomorrow? It's 9:05.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can. Yeah.
Where we at though?
Let's
We're
pick up
at
this.
37, 38 minutes,
How long
Mm.
is it?
49 minutes.
Oh,
We
well, yeah, we
can.
can pick up on it.
Oh, you wanna go? Yeah, 10 minutes. How many minutes we got? You said
11.
okay.
Um, but yeah, we can finish it tomorrow, and then he got a good one on. I'm telling you, it was last year. He did one on the Iran. He said that
Interesting.
he thinks that we'll invade or attack Iran or something, and he broke down the history, and I'm telling you, it's crazy. So we're gonna get into that one tomorrow. But yeah, hopefully this uploads good.
We'll
So
see.
We'll have to see.
But yeah, I
And then
fully
if it
understand
uploads
it.
good, then do away with Zoom.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Let me get my little tissue.
All right. See y'all
Okay.
tomorrow.
All right. First
be able
chance.
to comment, like, share. Well, what's the other comment, like, share,
Subscribe.
subscribe?
Chance.
Did something
Do the
different for
outro.
y'all. A little informative,
Now we since we done changed
informative
to a new,
session.
you got to come up with a new jingle.
Oh no, that's the same jingle. We can't be switching up on the jingle. It's still the same YouTube channel.
Mm,
Go to sleep, Chance. But yeah, no, fully, I get it though, because I was literally just talking about that. Like, they are really dumbing these kids down to be factory workers. Give
No,
a kid a
no, I'm
test.
telling you, he really gets into it onto what the goal is, and it's not even
Okay,
that.
it's not okay. Well, I want to
But
hear because it's something. That's
it's
what I
not
thought that.
on. I gotta find which one it was, but it's not on this one.
That's what I thought the
no.
goal was. To dumb everybody down so we can all be on the plantations again, even though it's not plantation. Be in the fields again, basically. I deported half the workers that were in the fields. They looking at us like, who wants these jobs? Nobody. They're gonna
Right.
make it to where we have no choice. Like this is all you can do.
Yeah.
You're My thing is the reading and comprehension thing. Like if my kid can't read to take a test, or my kid can read the question but has no idea what the question is asking them, they're never going to succeed. I mean, yeah, you may know what you're doing, but you can't read and comprehend to even answer the question correctly, which is crazy to me. But yeah, that's another part of it. Literacy. And
Until next time,
teaching. All right.
one
Yeah. See
family.
y'all tomorrow. Endless connection.
Cover up. Oh my God.